A delegation from the Ministry of National Security, led by the Honorable Minister of National Security, decided to pay a courtesy call to the Chief Imam, and that is in the light of today's event. That's the launch of the public campaign on how to prevent the threat of terrorism in our country, which has the caption, "See something, say something." The minister has indicated that they have decided to adopt what you call the whole society approach, in which case they want the support of everybody. But to do so, you need to give an update in sufficient information to the citizenry, and for the citizenry to also understand their duty. This, they think that leadership of religious communities and traditional authority can play a significant role in making sure that the larger community is well educated and prepared enough to contribute to the security of our country. And this is the reason why, and they indicated that Chief Imam is the first among all the leaders that they have decided to visit, because they appreciate his leadership, they appreciate his influence and his commitment to peace and security in the country. And that's why they decided to come to him. The Chief Imam has responded equally that he appreciates the importance of peace and security. In the first place, he sees peace and security as a gift of God, and that God has granted us this in our country. God has granted our protection. There's peace and harmony in our country. He said we must, as Ghanaians, we must appreciate that it is a favor from God. Once a favor, we must all cherish and uphold it so that we don't do anything to disturb the peace of our country. But he also now accepts the responsibility to send this message to all imams under him. All imams, regional imams, district imams, and even traditional chiefs within the Zongo community, for them to also play their part in supporting government to ensure that we secure the security of our, so that we do not allow the terrorists the opportunity to enter into our domain. He ended up by saying a prayer, to God to continue to prevent any terrorist activity from reaching our country. And he also prayed for the Minister of the National Security and his delegation for God to grant them success, to protect them, to elevate them, and make them able and capacitate them very well to be able to do their duty. He called on all of us to be supportive of what the government has decided to put in place in terms of the anti-terrorist campaign captioned, "See something, say something." For the youth, we are cautioning the youth to be mindful of the kind of messages that they take. We know there are times when preachers can preach and give extremist interpretation of the Holy Quran or the tradition of the Prophet, and this can incite our young people into accepting extremist and radical ideas, and that can radicalize them. And we are cautioning them they should be careful. They should be careful. We are also asking the youth to join us in identifying people who come in the cloak of Muslim clerics, and yet they are criminals who can come and disturb our country. Let us not make the ground soft for any terrorist to be able to come into our country. Chief Imam has indicated that we in Ghana will live at peace and in cooperation and harmony with the followers of Christianity. What it means is that we must join hands in exchange information. Muslims and Christians must join hands and exchanging information and collaborate in any way possible to prevent the terrorists from entering into our country. We share common values, and we must all be each other's keeper. The Bible says, "Love thy neighbor as thyself." And the Holy Quran also says that if you believe in Allah and last day, do not hurt your neighbor. So we share this common value of being each other's keeper, and that's the Chief Imam's message, that we as Muslims and Christians live in Ghana in harmony. This harmony is what will make it difficult for the terrorists to be able to enter and break our ranks. We will not make the ground soft for any terrorist to enter. We will secure the safety of our country. This is the only country given to us by God. We owe to God and to ourselves the duty to protect the land which God has given to us by his own grace. And that is the message. We cross the borders of Ghana, we are called refugees. We are no more respected citizens. We are called refugees. Where we receive our honor, our identity, our dignity is when we are on our own land. I call on all the youth, never to allow anybody to deceive them into pushing them into any activity, especially under the name and slogan of Islam. Let's protect our country. Thank you.
Please subscribe to Morris TV GH.
What's up, people? This is your darling boy, Popularity. Keep watching Morris TV. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, Morris TV. Keep on watching. Stay tuned and subscribe.